I think it's really cool that video games can cure diseases and viruses.
Yeah, but can it cure the zombie virus?
This is the cure.
You see them every quarter, battling it out across campus. Humans versus zombies. The rules are simple. Zombies try to hunt humans to extinction, and every human tagged by a zombie also becomes a zombie. But humans are not without defenses. They may use Nerf guns and balled-up socks to temporarily stun zombies, allowing them to escape into an indoor safe zone. This quarter, however, introduces a few new rules which the overseers and officers of the game hope will spice things up even more.
This is the first year we've had a same-day respawn. In the past, it was if you get tagged as a human by a zombie, you turn into a zombie 6 a.m. the next day. Instead, we've implemented that it's a 15-minute same-day respawn so that it gives players more opportunity to play.
We've always had some problems where if humans getting tagged, they just straight up just drop out playing the game. But if we tell them you become a zombie in 15 minutes later, they have the mindset of just, hey, we can still keep playing the game. And from what I can tell, a lot of people are still playing the game.
The other rule change concerns super zombies, zombies that have displayed such skill as to acquire 10 tags and be presented with a green headband, which imbues them with special abilities.
The other rules that we've changed, super zombies are denoted by green headbands. When a zombie kills 10 humans, they become a super zombie. In the past, they've been able to throw socks to kill humans, but this time we decided to make them unstunnable by Nerf guns or by socks. They can only tag one person every 15 minutes. That's the downside of their power.
The game is also renowned for its incredibly large Wednesday and Friday missions, where the humans must complete an objective for some advantage over the zombies. We were able to get some footage from the Wednesday mission and speak with one of the participants, a human who perished in the mission.
My most extreme moment was definitely charging headlong into the group of zombies in front of Denny. Just charging right into all the zombies. I knew I was gone for, but just the adrenaline of the moment, you know?
Down. Down. Down.
Humans versus zombies is having an excuse to shoot people with Nerf guns on campus and run around.
Oh, this is productive. You meet so many great people on campus. You play as a human, you find people in your hall, like, where are you going? I'm going to the campus dorms. Oh, I can go with you and help protect you. If you're a zombie, you rove around and meet other people. Hey, do you want to hunt together? Sure.
Being with a group, though, there's something great about it. It's just like having and knowing there's a friend backing you up. You're a little more calmer about it, but at the same time, it's just a great experience to have with friends. And that's what I really think this game is about, just sharing a great experience with friends and people you meet who become your friends.
I've been looking forward to it since high school. I've heard about humans versus zombies. You know, I signed up the first day. It's my destiny.
Humans vs. Zombies is played at the beginning of every quarter. Sign up early next quarter in Red Square if you want in on the action.
I like how they keep the game fresh and intense with new rules.
You know, keeping things fresh in all kinds of games is important. Did you hear that the women's basketball team has a new coach?
No, but I assume we have a story on it.
Nah, you can't just assume. Let's check it out.
Husky women's basketball has a new dog leading the pack this season. Kevin McGuff stepped into the position as head coach after Tia Jackson resigned last March.
You know, I know Washington's got a tremendous tradition in women's basketball, and thought this could be just one of the top programs in women's basketball. So really excited to be here with the facilities, the support from the administration, where the Pac-12 is going as a conference, and most importantly, the passionate fan base we have here. I think we can really do something special with this program.
Fans should plan to see some changes this season, starting with the team's overall offensive play.
They've played a little bit slower in the past than what I'm used to, so most importantly, I'm trying to put this current team in position to be successful. So I want to play a style of play that, you know, kind of plays to their strengths, but I also want to get them playing a little bit faster and start to establish a way that, you know, this program is going to be run and what we're going to be doing in the future.
With McGuff, it's clearly there. We are running the floor every day. We have conditioning just to prepare ourselves for that. And Like, we have a few set offenses, but they're all kind of revolving around running the floor and setting one screen and then getting into just playing basketball.
As far as the defensive plan goes, McGuff has some high standards that he expects his team to step up to.
Really value toughness on the defensive end. I want us to be the toughest team in the league, both physically and mentally. And we'll play, mostly half-court defense this year. We'll mix in a little bit of full-court press. Also want to have a huge emphasis on rebounding. And so you'll see a team this year that plays really hard defensively and is very, very aggressive on the boards.
Senior guard Chrissy Kingma, Washington's leading scorer, will be out due to a knee injury for the 2010-2011 season. But McGuff still feels very comfortable with the level of leadership he has remaining on the court.
Yeah, I've really been impressed with our seniors. They have a real sense of urgency to have a great season, and I'm certainly hopeful that I can help put them in a position to have the best season they've ever had. And so they've kind of shown the way for our younger players. And so I think just collectively as a senior group, that's where I've seen the biggest bright spots.
Senior Mackenzie Argans had nothing but positive things to say about her new coach.
He's a chill guy. I mean, he likes to, he's intense during practice, obviously, but off the court, he's a cool guy. He's personable, and he's really easy to get along with.
He has a humorous side to him when it comes out, which you don't really see a whole lot, but when it does, it's really fun. He's very energetic when he's passionate about something or something goes well or something at practice, which is fun, and he's very caring.
Not only do the Huskies have a new head coach, but it will also be their first season competing in the Pac-12. Coach McGuff gives a rundown on the conference.
Stanford obviously sets the bar in this league, and they set it very high. Other than that, there's a lot of talented teams, though. Cal has a really, really young, talented group, and UCLA is coming off a great season. USC has a tremendous amount of talent. I think they could have a breakout season. I also think Utah, who's new to the Pac-12, new to this conference, they bring a really terrific team, and they're very well coached. So I think there's a lot of people that can really challenge at the top of the league, and it's going to be a very, very exciting Pac-12 race.
Be sure to come check out all the action Coach McGuff and the Lady Huskies have in store for us this season, starting November 8th against Concordia at the Alaska Airlines Arena.
Well, it looks like we can have some high hopes for women's basketball this season.
I like squirrels.
Me too. There's one right there. There's no mistaking the noble stature of a squirrel. Thankfully, you don't have to wander very far on campus before you find one. These cute animals are everywhere, going about their daily business, ignoring the fact that they share their home with over 40,000 students. We hit North Campus to see what these students thought about squirrels.
I love the squirrels on campus because they are super friendly, and I've never been this close to squirrels before.
I think the squirrels are pretty cool. I leave them alone, they leave me alone. We got a deal.
I think the squirrels are cute, and I actually bring food to feed them.
Squirrels are my favorite animal, have always been and will always be.
I am not a squirrel. I've never eaten squirrels or dated a squirrel or taken a squirrel to the movies before.
The squirrels around campus are pretty cute, but I've heard some pretty nasty stories. Like one time a squirrel and a crow were fighting over a bag of Cheetos, and I'm pretty sure the squirrel won. So if you can beat a crow and you don't have wings, you're pretty vicious. So I'd stay away from them.
Check this out. I was walking over there and I saw the squirrel, and he just books across the walkway with a cupcake between his arm, and he's just like pop, 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 pop like that. And that made my day.
While they're obviously cute creatures, how much do we really know about squirrels? To find out more, we headed to the Burke Museum located on campus to speak with Jeff Bradley, the manager of the Burke's Mammal Collection. Jeff gives us a new perspective on the eastern gray squirrel, the same type of squirrel that we have on campus.
Now, eastern grays, they're an introduced non-native species here. And wherever they show up, they end up pushing out the native squirrels. For example, they push out the western gray squirrel. Here's another species in the same genus. And these are the gray squirrels that were native to Washington State. And the same thing, another squirrel people have seen if they've been in the woods nearby. You've seen this red squirrel, different genus. But this is the other native squirrel to Washington State. And it's the same thing, wherever eastern grays show up, the Douglas squirrel soon is gone. So now you got to go outside of town to see these. 100 years ago on UW campus, it would have been filled with these Douglas squirrels. Today on UW campus, obviously it's just the eastern grays hanging out in dumpsters. They're really good at focusing on people, living with people and exploiting human-based food resources. So that's one of the reasons they followed people out. They're better at exploiting human food resources than are the native species, and that's why they outcompete them once people show up, once the neighborhood do.
The mammal collection has around 55,000 specimens, from skins and skeletons to tissue samples. Their purpose is to serve as a resource for anyone who's doing research on these animals. So next time you see one of these furry little guys, hopefully you'll have a little more insight into their history. If you'd like to check out the squirrel specimens for yourself, the Burke Museum is hosting an event called Meet the Mammals on Saturday, November 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You'll be able to check out the squirrels as well as other mammal specimens and get the chance to speak to the researchers studying them.
Well, that's all we have today.
Thanks for watching. I'm Tombros.
And I'm Natalie Huyen.
Make sure to check us out on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. or at youtube.com/thedaily.
See you next time
on The Daily's Double Shot.